Good morning, citizens! It is only a few short days to go before CitizenCon, and I want to talk to you about money. So any viewer of this channel will know that my main focus has always been on spending less and enjoying the verse. You don't need to spend hundreds of dollars to play the game. If you want to, totally fine. And there are some ships that eventually you may really want, and you might see the value in spending more money. But when you first start out, when you're first playing the game, you do not need the big starters packages. You can always start with a small ship and just play it or take part in the free flies. That is always great. You can get quite a lot of value from the small starter packs. In fact, I'll be giving away an Aurora MR starter pack in just a couple days. So if you want to enter, you only have a short time to do so. Also point out that the current CIG Vara Cutter Pack is right now only $45, and that is by far the best value to get in the verse. $45 is the base starter pack for any of the starter packs, but the Cutter is a little bit better than the Aurora or the Mustang. So if you would like to get yourself a starter pack right now, that is the one to get. Don't forget to use a referral code. Any referral code would do. I do have one on the screen here, plus a link in the description below. That always gives you a little bit of an extra bonus, and you need to enter that when you're making your account. But it'll give you at least starter money, but if there's a referral bonus like another ship, when you get your starter pack, then it will be applied. So that's always pretty awesome. So I think the current Vara starter pack is the best value because the range on that ship seems to be pretty amazing. And the next system coming out is Pyro. It's going to be a lot bigger. It's going to take a lot more fuel to travel from planet to planet. And a little ship like the Cutter is going to be awesome. There is another version of the Cutter coming out. I'm assuming it's going to have the same range. I'm going to get into that a little bit more further on in the video. So on that note, let's talk a little bit about spending and CIG's marketing. Recently, CIG released the F8C and is for sale for a limited time. There will be a ship or two released with CitizenCon, including there's a new Cutter coming out, the Cutter Scout. You may be tempted to pick one up either due to the idea of its limited availability, its insurance, the price increasing, or its exclusivity. I want to talk about the F8C and my thoughts about buying it, but this is relevant to pretty much any upcoming future ships, including the ones showcased this weekend at CitizenCon. If you have disposable income, if you have money to spend and you're fine on spending it on these ships, this might not be for you. But when I spend, I really think about it and I really take my time to decide. So if I miss a sale, I miss a sale. There's always going to be more. There's always going to be one somewhere later. Most ships can be part of a CCU chain. So I may one day want an Expanse, so I did pick up a CCU from a Razor to an Expanse for $5. Totally fine with spending that money. If I ever change my mind and never want an Expanse, I could get that store credit. If you have hundreds of dollars in store credit in your account right now, why not get the F8C if you're available? Because you have that store credit, you can always get the ship and then melt it and have it in your buybacks again later. But spending new money, $300 on a ship, or I guess the a little bit less for the War Bond, it's a big choice to make. You have to be really sure that you want to make that. So for me, there's really no debate. If I had that money in credit, sure, but because I don't, I really don't see the point of getting the War Bond for that ship. I am not going to get that. I'd rather spend my hard-earned money on something else, and that's what I've done. So in the video, I'm talking about ways to spend money to make Star Citizen better, and it's not necessarily about the ships, but we're going to get into the ships, and we're going to get into CitizenCon as well. But recently, I've spent about equivalent to what you'd spend on an F8C and got myself an upgrade to my desk. And I think, for me personally, that is a much better value. I like making content. I enjoy making content. My PC isn't top of the line in every respect, but I don't see the point on getting a new monitor, new video card. A lot of my peripherals I get from thrift shops, but the desk itself, since I'm sitting all the time making these videos, I'd want something a bit better. I'm currently using an old drafting table. It's a little bit high, but not quite high enough to stand at. So getting myself a standing desk, I think, is much better value, because now I'll be able to actually sit comfortably, stand for my health, and produce these videos. So that's what I've been doing, is I've been really debating about it, even spending money on something like this, something more tangible. I spent a lot of time researching and really deciding. So I've wanted to improve the experience, and so it's been a lot of research for upgrading the desk with a sturdier desk. Not only will this improve my comfort and health, but the amount of time I can spend creating content for everyone here to enjoy. I think that I will enjoy the desk more than I would in, say, the virtual cockpit of an FHC. So for me, personally, that is what I have spent my money on. I have no doubt one day I may reach concierge level, but it won't be due to panic or fear of missing out or snap decisions. I currently have more ships that I need really to fly. I can only fly one ship at one time, so most of my ships have actually been received through contests or referral bonuses. Ships that I do want, eventually all are going to be available in the verse anyways. I can buy them with UEC, or I can wait until I really have the money. I can really plan and save up for a ship that I really want. So again, I just want to make people think, do you need to buy the ship that you come out now? I'm going to say no. I want this to kind of be a video about the voice of reason that it's alright to spend less. If you are looking at getting Star Citizen, I say get the cutter right now. It is awesome. It is definitely worth $45 to get the cutter and a copy of Star Citizen. It is not worth it to spend $1,000 to get the large Explorer pack that has the Carrack in it. If you're just starting out, you don't know what you want, get something that is good to learn the game, to play the game, and enjoy the game. So I'm going to wait until ships go on sale that I want. I'm going to wait till ships are in the verse that I want. But if you have been thinking about it, you want to get the FHC, by all means get it. Just really think about, are you getting it because it's something you really want, or are you getting it because you don't want to miss out on the fun? Also, I'd like to say, enter any contest you can. Enter any giveaways you can. Build up your fleet that way. A lot of the ships that you get from giveaways on channels like mine are fully upgradable. You can always upgrade that to another ship along the CCU line. Always awesome. I think it's great. So please keep that in mind for this weekend event. A cool new ship drops. It might have really a week or so to really think about it. So if it drops right away, you don't need to buy it right away. Take your time, kind of decide, is this the ship for me? Is this the ship I want? There are some ships coming out, some cool new things coming out. So I'm going to talk about some of my predictions, some things that I'd like for the upcoming CitizenCon, and what I think is going to happen. So CitizenCon starting this weekend. I have some predictions about things that I think are going to happen in there. I've been trying to avoid some spoilers, but I have actually seen some. So I'm going to talk about some things that I both hope and that I know is going to happen. First of all, I assume 3.21 is going to be out. So the next patch up, the patch that brings in the Crusader Spirit line, that's going to be coming out. I can't see why that wouldn't be part of CitizenCon. Also, I think there's going to be a lot of Squadron 42 talk. Definitely there's going to be some screenshots and some videos in that, possibly a trailer, possibly, and this is more of a hope, a tentative release date. And the reason I'm thinking this is because Squadron 42 was removed, I should say, from the store, and it was not available for purchase. I'm sure the price is going to increase, it's going to have a new pricing, and they're going to have some sort of announcement of that. And I think maybe that's also why there's been a current release of the FHC, because of the fact that they have at least a little bit more of a plan for when you're going to be able to get part of Squadron 42 in your hands. I know that there's an idea of a certain number of missions on there. I'm thinking in the long run it might be some sort of like almost like a season pass where they're not going to release all the missions at once. They're going to release them as they come along. But hopefully they're making enough progress that Squadron 42 is on some sort of horizon. Now when they do announce it, if they do, and they give a date, like anything else, that date I'm sure is a moving goalpost, so I wouldn't really write that in stone. I wouldn't get that tattooed on my arm. It's going to change for sure, but at least I'm expecting some news about Squadron 42. Talk about that. They're definitely going to talk about Pyro. Jump gates are starting to be put in the verse. They are not ready to jump yet, so it's not like Pyro's going to be released yet. They're going to talk maybe about some of the gangs that are in Pyro, some of the things you're going to see, some of the different characters that you're going to encounter in Pyro. Definitely going to talk about that, and with Pyro they're going to be talking things about like server meshing and how that's coming along, and Quanta, which is not the same as the jumping, but Quanta is like the behind the scenes operation of all the other citizens of the verse that are not humans, all the NPCs doing the trading and business that are affecting the economy in the verse. I really am looking forward to the day that economy is more linked, so that if you're buying a lot of goods at one location, it's kind of affecting the prices there. And if you're able to transfer between systems, it's going to make cargo a lot more fun and a lot more interesting. I'm expecting new ships that are going to be flyable. The Cutter Scout is the one ship that I did hear about recently. It is a more of a scanning and data running version of the Cutter, so that's maybe meaning they're getting closer to having data running and things like that in the game. I don't really like it as much as the regular Cutter, honestly. From what I've seen in the interior, I kind of like the interior space of the Cutter better. I still think it's a better starter ship, but if you want a more specialized ship, a little ship like the Cutter, and if they keep the range that the current Cutter has, it's going to be an awesome little scout ship. They're going to be concept ships, I'm assuming. They're going to announce things that they're working on. There's always things that we don't see that they're working on. It would be nice to see something about the Banu Merchantman, but I really doubt that any work has been done on that at all. The Spirits, two versions of that, the bomber version, the cargo version, are supposed to be coming out in the next patch. The passenger version, I don't think that's going to be out for quite a while. They also have other passenger ships and passenger gameplay, and that hasn't really been worked on at all, so I don't see that coming out as much as the versions that are still playable with a game loop in the game, so I don't see that. I don't know if there's going to be really any new concepts and ships for sale. I don't think the CitizenCon is going to be focused as much on ship sales as it's going to be on new ships and new ideas. Although last year was the 400i that was shown and released and for sale flyable right at CitizenCon. So they showed a video of it. Check out our new ship. Within like 15 minutes, people were flying those in the verse. So quite possibly that's going to be something like that. Same with the, I assume with the Cutter Scout that'll be the case. There's going to be some new paints. I know there is at least one paint involved with the CitizenCon goodies pack. I don't have one of those. Again, it's not really something I could afford in game. I really didn't see the value of that. But it's going to come with a few things, including an undersuit, helmet, and some sort of paint. I have seen shots of a Drake Dragonfly with some sort of a graffiti spray paint on there. I'm guessing that might be the paint that's available. Hopefully there's other paints, because the Dragonfly, I mean, they're cool ships, but they're not great. They don't see as much use as other things. I would love, say, even some cool Aurora paints, since almost everyone can either afford or uses an Aurora. Maybe some Pisces paints, something like that. Some of the little cool ships. We don't need a ton of paints for Caterpillars, although I could see something like that coming along, but the little ones, that'd be kind of cool. The hopes I have for CitizenCon and for hopefully the release of the next patch is about the Spirit line, the Crusader line. I really hope to see a lot about that and really the progress. I love the Crusader ships. I would love to see, kind of in a way, a competitor to a ship like the Cutlass, although the Cutlass is still going to be better in a lot of respects. The Cutlass has a smaller footprint, so it's easier to fly and land in certain locations, and it has those side doors, which makes it so awesome for, say, salvage when you're like pulling in cargo and putting it into your ship. So I really don't see them being a direct competitor, but I do think that the Spirit was kind of a Crusader answer to the Drake Cutlass. I'm hoping to have some good news about Squadron 42. We can always hope that. I'm hoping to have some awesome news and some really good tech demos of server meshing and Pyro and what they have. I would love to see some new paints. Not that I want to buy paints, but if there's green ones, I'd probably pick those up because I do love green. So I want to have as many green ships as possible. There are a lot of green paints on Vara, and if I'm going to be honest, I didn't buy them. So, you know, again, like I say, sales always happen. It's always a good idea to wait and really buy something you wanted. So I didn't buy a lot of paints because I don't need them, but Vara always has those on sale. I would love it if Chris Roberts actually speaks at this event. And, you know, I know that sounds like it should be just like a given that it's going to happen, but who knows? So let's hope that that is the case. And hopefully he doesn't talk about a lot of future plans and nor talking about things that are about to be released now. I would love demos of tech that is actually soon to come. Not soon, you know, in quotations, but tech that is almost done. Tech that is here. Tech that we're able to enjoy in the game. Not so much things that here's our ideas that we would like to work on in the future. I really loved to see the things that are happening now. I'm going to keep it at here, about 50 minutes. I really should start writing scripts for what I'm going to talk about because I cannot recall what I've already said. So before I start repeating myself too much, I think we're going to end this here. This is a little bit of a preview before CitizenCon comes out. Just for a reminder, a little public service announcement. Hey, there's some awesome stuff out there. We don't need to get it all right away. Think about what it is. Do you really want it? Get the value of this game, because this game is awesome, and I want you to support this game as much as possible, but I don't want to do it at the detriment where you feel like maybe you've spent too much, something got nerfed, something got changed. I want everyone to be happy citizens. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye, everyone, and have an awesome CitizenCon. If you haven't already, head over to my other videos, give them some likes. Every little like, every little watch helps me earn a little more, helps me do another giveaway. My giveaway is happening right around the start of CitizenCon, where I'm giving away the Aurora MR. Plus, if you would like to earn, I think it was called the Rime Armor Pack, I'm going to give one of those away too. So thank you again for your support. Ooh, I just thought of one more thing. We're going to end it on here. If at all, the best part about CitizenCon is if someone could show me confirmation that the Pico Cave does exist. I'm still looking for that thing. Still haven't found it. Nobody has. Come on, Pico Cave. Bring us the Pico Cave in CitizenCon. Let us see it. Let us find it. Let us enjoy the splendor of Pico Cave. Thank you again. Goodbye, everybody.